So what's not working? Problem 1. Too much, too thin. We skim topic after topic, just enough to survive an exam question. And it's gone, a week later. Students don't get time to master the big ideas. Problem 2. Niche, non-practical topics. We burn lessons on things that don't pay off for most foundation learners. For instance, memorizing exact trig values, like these. These are useful if you take mathematics to a higher level, and potentially interesting on the surface. But what's the point for a foundation student? Take quadratics for instance. Factorising shows up in foundation too. It's another concept that is touched upon and that students need to know about at a foundation level. Of course, these can be used to solve real-world problems. But do foundation students really need to know this? Here are some questions taken from the Edexcel Foundation papers that seem a step too demanding for those candidates. They're enjoyable for those who love maths, but this isn't who this tier is for. Now, I'm not going to go through every step of every one of these questions. That's not what this video is about. But roughly speaking, in this question, you would have to use the straight line graph formula, y equals mx plus c, and substitute the first set of coordinates to find c, which is the y-intercept, and take the second set of coordinates into this new equation and find the x value of the second coordinate. Now, I don't know about you, but I think that's too much for a foundation student. They don't need to know a concept like this to that level. If you're a parent watching, have a go at some of these questions, because that will give you a good idea of the sort of things that a foundation student has to go through. Problem 3. Weak links to real life. With pass rates as they are, foundation should be laser focused on the numeracy people actually use, like money, data, simple models, and confident calculation. So, with those problems in mind, what would I change if I had full control? In a nutshell, I would implement a shift from covering as much as possible to mastering and prioritizing what matters, whilst making it useful for real life.